So Aoko did a video today on Friday, and on the video alikuwa nabonga juu ya Gloria Orwoba na kabonga juu ya Iko Nini, and I find it to be so super interesting. And ile premise nataka tuanze nayo ni premise ya how adults should argue out stuff. So there's the street way of arguing out stuff, and the street way inakuwaga ni umbwa, matako, kumanina, alafu kuna another way to argue out stuff. So this is how I was watching this video, because ilikuwa imeandikwa right of reply to Gloria Orwoba, which of course Aoko has the right of reply, and alikuwa nasema mtamsikiza, but at some point she talks about the fact that she can't show up because she's recording somewhere hidden, and I'm like, are you serious? If the government wanted you, there's nowhere you can hide within 254 and the government won't find you. Don't lie to yourself. If you're hiding in quotes and the government has not found you, it's because the government is not interested in you. And that's the reality. And I say this at the risk of being insulted and being called nini, but najuaga hii gava ya Kenya, hii gava ilishikaga anaitwa nani, ilishika Kibet Bull. They didn't even have the image ya Kibet Bull. They had to go to a different house while looking for him, and they were still able to get him. Hii gava ilishika Albert Ojwang and ended up killing Albert Ojwang. That's how much when they want you, they'll get you. But let's listen to her, and then tusikieni aje.
Hi, manze, there's some tweets that you make inabidi umeingia mitini. Unaacha viatu, unaacha simu, unatoka na ile ngodha ulikuwa umevaa kama umevaa mos. I mean, it's just common sense, or else you'll end up a statistic like Albert Ojwang, rest in peace, comrade, because the government has decided to make some of us enemies of the state. So if you check my tweets some days ago, manze, ilibidi tu nimeenda missing kiasi. Now there are some few issues that I need to address. Number one is Gloria Orwoba talking about me on a YouTube channel. Number two, new jinga dialogue that Raila is trying to push for. And number three, ni issue ya Matiang'i. So I'll make 3 different videos. So starting na issue ya Gloria Orwoba. I mean, if you go on YouTube, and I am addressing Mwafrika and the IKONINI channel, if you sojourn the streets of YouTube, you'll not have a shortage, rather, of channels that glean their content from Aoko. It's either what I tweeted, something happening in my life, some innuendo, some conjecture. I understand. I mean, it's fathomable because out here folks are just trying to butter their bread.
Yeah, so hapo alianza na kujisifu that subonga juu yake because we are trying to butter our bread, and I love that. I always call it it's good when people think that that highly of themselves. It's good. Itangua, unajua, it's good. Self-esteem, it's a really good thing. So yeah, let's continue.
Now, IKONINI channel and Mwafrika, you're a platform that I respect. You're a platform that I have rendered my support towards. If you check my timeline, if you search my timeline, utapata nishawapea hadi shout out. And when I get time, I watch your channel. Kwanza hii episode ya juzi where you talked about Ida Odinga being heckled in Migori and Ruto's obnoxiously expensive jacket in the midst of hunger and rage. I found it hilarious as well as illuminating and very informative. However, I take absolute umbrage with the fact that whenever you're seeking relevance and numbers, you bring guests to talk about Aoko.
Damn. You see, this is what I'm talking about, self-importance. Like, Aoko, the fact Aoko anafikiria niki bring Gloria Orwoba, she was the main focus of it. Like, if you listen, that was a 3.5 hour conversation. And a 3.5 hour conversation, I'm the one who brought up Aoko, si nani mwenye. So how she was reacting to the question that I asked. So if I'd not asked that question about social media regulation, there was no way she was going to talk about Aoko. And I always ask questions. Like, if you attack someone and they show up on my platform, I'm going to ask them, like, how did you feel about this attack? So that happens. For you to think that this was because of you, I'm like, damn, who them? Damn, we have how many videos on IKONINI? I don't know how many videos we have on that channel. Mse yote anaweza check up on Zabaki ameniambia. And out of those videos, uniambia what percentage, even if is it 1% tumebonga juu ya Aoko. So I found that to be interesting, that tulileta Gloria Orwoba kubonga juu yake. I won't say how the Gloria Orwoba interview happened, but this is what I can say. The interview was an idea on Sunday. So Sunday is when the idea of the interview came up. Alafu Sunday tulikuwa tumeishia kuwatch, tulikuwa tumeenda kuona Boxpod. So Boxpod akina kwa box. So tumeishia Boxpod. So tukiwa pale Boxpod na nikionyesha Ian, nikimwambia like, Buddha, kesho we might have this interview. Alafu nikamwambia like, I'll confirm to you. Alafu nika confirm to Ian. And that's how that interview happened. And I remember sitting down and wondering like, which questions am I going to ask? Because it's one of those interviews that I didn't expect to happen, especially considering how much I've criticized Odem before. I've been like one of the biggest critics of Gloria Orwoba. So I didn't expect that interview to happen, and it happened. And that also shows you another side of her. The fact that hata akikuja alikuwa like, najua, you say this about me, but... And then we have the conversation. Why? Because we are adults. And as adults, you have to always be ready to speak to people that you disagree with. But it's good that Udem alifikiria the conversation was about her. And we were trying to get relevance from her. Like, damn. Okay. Acha tuendelee. Alafu dem kitu interesting juu yake yotoka Ocha kwetu, if I'm not wrong, yotoka Ganyakach, specifically Kuguta, the land of Ochuka. The guy who ran the government for 6 hours. Yes. Nitonga the only Luo president. So tunatoka area moja na but acha tuendelee.
First of all, it was Andrew Kibe, who tried to resuscitate his dwindling social media relevance by attacking me. And because girl also has got her arsenal, nilimnyorosha vizuri akaachana na mimi. So juzi mmeleta malaya wa Ruto called Gloria Orwoba, who in the guise of talking about my tweets, trying to justify why social media needs to be regulated, started talking about Aoko. First of all, Gloria Orwoba is nothing but a bitter, frustrated, single mother whose lipstick is brighter than her reasoning. I mean, you know, when your thinking is as dull as how you look, you try to brighten your existence by applying pink, maroon, I don't know what hue of lipstick. When in essence, unakaa kama kitu ilizaliwa through mkundu usiku.
So this is where I'd want to understand. If in a different universe tunge have Aoko and we gave her her right of reply, is this the way she'd reply it? Would it be that Udem alizaliwa na mkundu, Udem amevaa lipstick? That's not an Iko Nini conversation. That's a conversation for another platform. Najua. With here, I'd want a more intelligent discussion on, yes, she said she wanted social media to be regulated because someone sent images kwa mtoi wake. So, do you support huo mtu kutuma images kwa mtoto wake? Do you understand kwa nini watu semaga watu ini ya no-go area? So, if kianza kuita watu malaya, mkundu, you start losing me. Unacheki, will you lose the internet crowd ama the Twitter crowd? No, you won't lose them because it's a mob. So the mob will be like, hey, umemwita mkundu, alizaliwa na mkundu, hey. But that's not an interesting conversation. A lot of people wale usikizaga Iko Nini, usikiza kama umevaa headphones. So na try kuimagine, umevaa headphones, alafu the whole conversation ni, wacha sasa tubonge juu ya Orwoba. Kinembe inanuka, kinembe imeoza, mkundu. That's not a conversation I'd want to have. So, but let's see if this gets better. So, just going step by step, because I always feel like if you have to insult people, then you've lost the argument. If I can't be able to break you down without insulting you, then
Ikonini. So kwa US unatry kutuma do Kenya, tumia LemFi. LemFi number 1 kupatiaga the best exchange rates. Alafu on your first $100 ili unatuma, unabaki umepata $20 cashback. Alafu ukitumia the referral code Ikonini, si wenyewe pia tunapata $20. So unaend up umesupport Ikonini ndio tukue na better lighting. Cheki jo, saizi si unaona, unzaniona. The last time niliduia day LemFi ulikuwa unaniona hivi. Was I this clear? And this is because of the other people who supported vile litumia ile promo code Ikonini ya LemFi. So baki umechangamka, ingia LemFi. Alafu saizi pia kitu poa, si lazima ubaki umeload wallet yako, unaweza baki umeshikanisha debit card yako na LemFi. So kituma do ni instant, ikienda kule inaenda. Alafu kama kawaida pia kuna zero transfer fees, $20 cashback, una support Ikonini. Alafu pia vile musemaga jo, LemFi international payments for everyone. Ikonini.
acheki, because you should be able to break people down and call out their bullshit without insulting them and talking about their mothers and talking about their private parts and all that nonsense. But wacha tuendele.
Sorry, someone was calling me. Now, Gloria Orwoba si alipelekwa kotini juzi. Venye mi pia nilishtakiwa. Mine was false publication, blah blah. Yake was defamation. I mean, it's just semantics. It's the same thing. Aoko who assumedly is misusing her social media platforms was entirely exonerated by the court. Yes, 2 days ago she was slapped with a 10 million fine for defaming at Senate clerk that he wanted to fuck her. During the Finance Bill 2024 address, Ruto akiita au gasia wake pale State House, si alikuwa na shiko mashavu hivi, and she immediately went wet on camera. She was enjoying it. After amekulwa matako pale Western Hotel, after wamepigania anaitwa nani senator speaker na that bimbo, that socialite from Samburu, ndio anakuja kutuambia hapa ati, you know, a clerk or senator wanted to smash me and I refused. Unapigia nani kelele?
So nacheki hizi vitu zile nasema, kikamtu hizi stories za sijui nani alidinyiwa Weston, unajua hizi saa sijui hizo wewe ndio unajua. And will I take them with a pinch of salt? Yes, I'll take them with a pinch of salt, and I think even more than a pinch of salt if there is such a phrase. And the reason is, for a very long time tuko tunasikia Soipan Tuya alikuwa na ball, alafu she ended up without anything. So these stories are who is pregnant and who's not pregnant. I don't know, maybe because show inaitagwa Ikonini na kuna times hubonga juu ya vitu za ujinga kama kunyonga na vitu kama hizo. Those are mostly personal experiences. But it come to having conversations with like a politician ama someone who I take as a political analyst, I want it to be more than that. Will we joke about that? Kama I literally asked Gloria, like, how did she rise up so fast in the political world? Is it what people accuse her of, which is sleeping around? And she ended up giving her answer. But what was I supposed to do? Was I supposed to start telling her, nilisikia ulidinywa uko Weston? Like, that's not the sort of conversation we are having. That's number one. Number two, hata kali dinywa Weston inanihusu aje personally? Does it affect the price of milk? Okay, I don't take milk, so mzasema maybe mwafa tumiage maziwa. Does it affect the price of electricity? Does it affect the price of... So hiyo inihusu. And so this right of reply, although it's up to her, if this is the sort of reply that was going to happen on Ikonini, I'd not have enjoyed it. I enjoy, like, funny thing is that girl held her own. Like anyone, okay, go through the comments, you'll see a lot of people who are like, damn, I've seen a side of Gloria that I didn't know existed. So she was able to hold her own, and that's what I'd expect of Aoko. Like, akiwa ikuja hapa, cause hii story ati gava inakutafuta na umejificha. Mi mwenyewe mutumia VPN. I think do I have a lifetime license ya VPN? No, I don't have a lifetime license. But mutumiaga VPN. But I know that if the Kenyan government wanted me, they'd get me. There's nowhere you can hide where the government can't find you within the walls of Kenya, if Kenya has walls, that is. So, but if this is the sort of replies that we'd get from that, this is zile ubambaga wase, the crowd. But at the end of the day, these are episodes, and tunaitanga episode blah blah blah, and you want this episode to most probably outlive you, because of technology these episodes will outlive us. So one day when I do not exist, kuna msatasikiaga kulikuwa na ufala alikuwa najitaga Prophet Habakuk, alikuwa napenda sana kujua kunyonga, and once in a while alikuwa naponga juu ya vitu serious. Akibonga juu ya vitu serious alikuwa naponga juu ya nini. Then kuna episode 490 ali-invite udem anaitwa ilikuwa 491 ama 490, damn, hata nimepoteza rada. But yeah, kuna episode ali-invite Orwoba 490, yes 490. And after Orwoba aka invite, let's say in that universe I invited anaitwa nani huyu sasa, Maverick. And then after Maverick kwe tombo wa mkundu, nah, that's not a conversation I'm trying to have. But wacha tuendelee kuzi ilibamba wase sana. If you want to know how Kenyans love vulgarity and lack of just let's talk this thing out, you are unhappy with this person about 1 2 3, so wacha tubonge juu yake.
Tumbafu. I mean, Mwafrika, if you're going to call someone like Gloria Orwoba, ask her why she's being impregnated left, right and center, and those men are not marrying her. Now that you wanted to talk about personal things and personal issues. Si amezadi na mwindi, mara kaolewa Norway, akarudi Kenya, saizi ako na mtoto a toddler mwenye sijui amezaa, mara sijui ni ex-president wa Ghana, mara sijui nini.
So I think that's 3/4 away. No, that's 2/3 of the conversation, and I think I can just leave it at that. You get the picture. And so yeah, this was her reply. I think hata hapo mwisho bado anabonga juu Iko Nini, but this is what nilikuwa nataka kubonga juu story ile kuput, because a lot of people tagged me on this, just to put it like, yes, in a different situation would I want her to reply? Yes. Was that conversation about her? No. To me that conversation was more about the Senate and the inner workings of the Senate. And even the person who I felt like mpaka niko namwambia tulia, mtu alichapa sana ni Sifuna was her main focus and her main nini. But yes, so that's what happened. So this reaction happened, and to me this reaction is not a conversation that's sustainable. Hii conversation ya niniwa matako ulizaliwa, it's not a conversation that's worth having. I think this girl can have better conversations. I think she can do easy bit without insulting, going on this like to insult whatever's, but it is what it is. So let's do that. Mechiki wengi wenyu mko like, don't talk about her. Yeah, azi lazima ninge react to it because ali drag Iko Nini into that, claiming the conversation was about her. No, that conversation to me, and I'll still insist, kama ujai watch, end up umewatch, it's just going to show you there's a place where nili joke that udem amefungua curtain akatuonyesha what happens on the bed ikikam to like a bed sitter, and the ugly things behind the curtain and the what. And that's what happened. Like, we were able to see how the Kenyan Senate, how first of all they misuse our money. So you have a situation whereby you have all these VIP tickets going for how much? Like wananunua VIP tickets for 1.5 million shillings, and it's, do you know, I literally called KQ, sikuambia sa hivyo, nilipigia KQ and I tried to ask about that. I think I have the conversation somewhere. Shit, why did I delete that conversation? Fuck, I think I deleted it. I deleted the audio from that conversation accidentally leo asubuhi. But kwa hiyo conversation nilipigia KQ nikawauliza like, I want a VIP ticket. Uskofusa kwa najua mimi ni raya ya kawaida. Wako like, I want a VIP ticket to go to America tomorrow. So that tomorrow we don't have a ticket. Gambia, what about the day after tomorrow? They're like, sir, we have. And I go, how much? $9,000. $9,000 at 130. Okay, that comes to around, I think, 1.17 million. Let's round it off to 1.2 million. So I was like, okay, sir, all ananuaga 1.5. Even if you order 2 days before. Then kauliza, kuzizi trips, kitu moja ule Gloria Orwoba alisema ni they always know about these trips like months before. Nikauliza, what if the trip was 2 weeks from now? wakaangalia 2 weeks from now and they found the ticket would cost $5,000, which is around 650,000 shillings. So if it's 650,000 shillings, as a country we'd be saving 850,000 shillings. First of all, these politicians shouldn't be traveling first class. So I have a problem with that. I'm a business class. I don't know if it's first class. I'm a business class. I don't know what the fuck it's called. They should not be doing that. So the fact that they do that with taxpayers' money, it really hurts my feelings. And that's why we had that discussion and what. So yes, this conversation, for anyone who went to Twitter and found that Kasmol's bite and thought that the conversation was about Aoko and what, it was a much bigger conversation about the Kenyan political situation. How she came up was about social media regulation. I'm anti-social media regulation. That's why I asked Nani about it. Her name came up because sikuwa na-expect ata react hivi na matusi za sijui umezaliwa wapi, you are a single mother. When I look at single mothers, this is how I look at them. I don't look at single mothers and see women who a man can't settle with. I see men who didn't want to settle. I'm a men who didn't want to take care of their kids. So yes, you can't. So that's how I look at it. Do I know if she's a single mother or not? Tukibonga, think alikuwa nabonga nika bado iko married. I don't know. Maybe I misunderstood her. But that does not concern me. But yes, I had to react to this video. Nikoshua mko like, kwa nini una react? Najua neza react to it. If akiamua kujam tena, abaki amejam, but hopefully atabaki amenotice insulting people, saying they were born through a-holes and what is not a logical argument. There's better ways to get your point across. If you have to insult someone, you've already lost the argument, or you've lost the fight. If that's that.